Live from Dallas-Fort Worth, this is WFAA News.
100 days behind bars in Russia and counting for reporter Evan Gershkovich. His colleagues at the Wall Street Journal showing their support with this front page Friday. Russia claims Gershkovich is a spy, but there's no evidence of that. Welcome back to Midday. I'm Cleo Green. Today, Evan's parents are speaking out in their first television interview about the fight to free their son, only to ABC's George Stephanopoulos.
How are you?
Holding up. That's the best that we can describe.
And how about Evan? What are you hearing from him these days?
Well, Evan is writing letters. We have ongoing conversation. He tries to take care of himself. He meditates, he watches his diet, he exercises. He has 1 hour of walk outside of
That's
his
his
cell.
exercise?
Yes.
And I know in his letters home, he's maintained his sense of humor.
Yes.
Even teasing you about the breakfast he used to serve?
Yes, my cooking.
Tell me about that. He says that the breakfast in the Lefortovo prison reminds him of breakfast at home. That didn't upset you?
No, I thought it was funny, that I insisted on oatmeal, that I thought it was very healthy, and now it's a laughing matter.
Gershkovich's parents, who fled the former Soviet Union in 1979, have traveled back to Moscow twice since Evan's arrest. And at a hearing in June, were allowed to speak with him.
We all saw that video of you speaking to him. What was he saying?
Joking immediately. He about my story. I share a lot of stuff like that that make him laugh.
When I see those stories about him joking about it, it makes me think that that's a gift to both of you.
Oh, thank you.
It definitely is. When we saw him, if he wasn't in such strong spirits and joking and looking good, we wouldn't be able to stay as strong as we are. So I know that he put a lot of effort in supporting us this way, and we have to do the same.
Gershkovich was detained by Russian security services in March and is being held on charges of espionage. Charges the U.S. and Journal both firmly deny. Evan has pled not guilty.
Yeah, he considered it both a privilege and responsibility that he was accredited and that he was a foreign journalist, not a Russian, that he was one of few people who could report honestly what he saw, where a lot of people who were working there cannot say as much as they did. So
I know you're limited in what you can talk about, but when you spoke with President Biden, are you confident that the United States is doing everything it can, the government?
That's the only thing that we can rely on and be hopeful. President Biden spoke to us and gave us a promise to do whatever it takes. He talked to us as a parent, and he told us he understands our pain. We also met Secretary of State, Mr. Blinken, as well. He showed us his card with the names of all wrongfully detained Americans around the world. Evan's name was on that list as well, and he promised to us he's not going to rest until all the names are crossed out from his card.
Last week, confirmation of talks about a possible prisoner exchange.
We saw the news last week that the Russians came out and said that the negotiations have started, and the United States response was, we don't want to raise false hopes. That must have been a very difficult couple of days for you.
It was, but well, we understand that they need to do it in private. It shouldn't be public. We don't know much about it, but we're still, very, very optimistic that it's going in the right direction.
President Biden did say that it's a personal matter for him because of his son, and we take a lot of comfort in.
That's got to make a difference to hear the President of the United States say that.
It does.
And you believed him?
Absolutely.
Is there any message you have for the Russian authorities?
Journalism is not a crime.
We want our son back.
Yes.
I look at this picture and I see the headline, The 100 Days, but what I see even more than that is a young man who's so open and curious to the world. What do you see?
Exactly what you just said, And sometimes it's hard to see his face everywhere. sometimes it's heartwarming that he's not forgotten, that people talk about him, that people care. And that's nice to know.
What's the first thing you're going to do when he comes home?
I don't even know. I just wouldn't let him out anywhere for several days at least.
So right now, the White House says there is no clear pathway to getting Evan home at this point, but we're going to keep monitoring this story.